Hey, what's up? This is Kimmy the doll. I know that I did talk about Rise of the Skywalker on my past live stream, and I also did a video how I feel about when they created a book to fill in the plot holes of the Rise of the Skywalker, saying how Palpatine survived and how I feel about it. But I really want to go in depth with this because right now, to be honest, the Star Wars franchise, what Disney did was didn't do a very good job, and it was a epic fail. All right, and everybody had a very high expectation, and I also did. Because of people who watch Disney's work as they did the Avengers and with the Marvel, they did a very good job. So we were expecting that they're going to do the same thing with Star Wars, but everything was going downhill. Everybody started to see how sloppy they did with the Rise with the Skywalker. I am standing my ground on the Last of the Jedi. I thought it wasn't that bad. I quite enjoyed the Last of the Jedi. I know people didn't like the Last of the Jedi because they just didn't like the fact how the story turned out. And so for me it wasn't that bad and I quite enjoy it. I definitely would watch the Last of the Jedi. All right. When I saw the Rise of the Skywalker for the first time and I went to see it, I was full of hope. Get it? You know? Yeah. Okay. Never mind. But sorry about the corny ass jokes. But yeah, I was full of hope because when I saw the trailer, and right now we're watching the trailer right here, you seeing, I was excited. I was excited and optimistic. Then I was like, this is going to give us the end of the saga, end of all ends, and we're going to have this fantastic Star Wars movie that we'll never forget for this generation. That we're going to enjoy this. And I was dead wrong. Alright. In my past live streams, I did say that I give it an okay at first. Okay. I say I give it an okay because what some quality are redeemable because of the fight scenes. Okay. Those fight scenes are good. I enjoy it. And those are the scenes that I enjoy. But when they came out with the book to fill out the plot holes, that everybody was confused because let's be real, when we saw Palpatine, he's alive, everybody was like confused, like how he survived because we all saw him at the Return of the Jedi. Darth Vader threw him down to the edge into the deep ass hole. And so we all wanted to know how the hell he survived because he looks like, you know, he looks like a damn corpse and a missing finger and things like that. So we were all confused about that. All right. So what really went wrong with the Rise of the Skywalker was I didn't like the fact how they could have kept Rey as a nobody. Why do I say that they could have kept Rey as a nobody? Because the thing is that I would be fine with it if Rey was not part of any family, of the Palpatine family. And so what they're trying to do is that they're trying to make Rey as a special one because she is part of the bloodlines of the Palpatine and she is very special, and I didn't like the fact they went to that route. I couldn't be okay that she's just a nobody who's just a scavenger, and she is strong with the Force. They could have done with that route the same thing with Anakin, because Anakin was a nobody. He was just when he was a kid, he was just he's a slave, and he's just he nobody heard of him until he was found. And so they would have gone with that route. I wouldn't be happy with it. But it's just kind of stupid how they decided, hey, let's make her special because she is let's make her part of the Palpatine family. And I was like, okay. Okay, she don't have to be any part of the family to be special. She is special on her own because she is strong with the Force, and I would be okay with it. The another issue I have with is, okay, I know there were because of the last Jedi, they killed Snow, right? And I understand they need a villain to fill in. And so I guess that why I feel like why they fail is that it felt like everything was in the last minute. And so they feel like they need somebody to fill in the role of a villain. And so they're like, hey, let's bring Palpatine back. I feel like Palpatine should never came back. They should have left Palpatine out of this movie. I felt like it was just the last minute. I feel like it was sloppy work. It's just like, hey, let's bring Palpatine because we can't think of any of a villain. That's what I felt, okay? They couldn't stick with Kylo Ren, alright? He could have take over of Snow, and he'd be the Emperor, you know? He could have take over it. And then it would be interesting story. That would be an epic battle. You know? It wouldn't be awesome if they gone to that route, but they decided to bring Palpatine back, and there was no need to bring him back because his story was already ended. They could have just left him there, you know, dead at the Return of the Jedi. That was it, you know. But I guess what they were trying to do is bring in the new generation and the old generation together, you know, because that's what Disney was trying to approach, I think, you know, because it seems like if they were doing that, because like, oh, let's bring Palpatine back in there, so the old generation definitely want to watch this movie, and it didn't work. Nor the new generation or the old generation was not impressed about this because it was quite stupid how bringing Palpatine in, everybody sees that's very sloppy. The third thing, and it would just bother me about this movie, is Palpatine mentioning about the Force is unnatural. It's considered unnatural, right? I really wanted to know, like, it sparked my interest in the beginning when he said it was something, the Force was unnatural, that I was thinking, and I assumed that he cheated death, like Lord Plagueis. Okay, and those who read the book, who knows Lord Plagueis, he's known for, he used the dark force, the dark side to cheat death. And so I assumed that Palpatine cheated death by using that. So I thought they were going to go further with that, but they didn't. Because they failed to explain that, and they didn't go any further. See, they came out with the book, and I did a video about that, how I feel about it. I was super upset about it, how they made a book to fill up the plot hole that was missing in this movie, saying that, hey, Palpatine is a clone. A freaking clone. Look, what they should have done is left the clone alone. Okay, we already dealt with the Clone Wars in the prequels movies. Why you gotta bring it up again with the clone? The clone. And it's so insulting and it's so lazy work what they did, because they didn't want to go any further. Man, I would be fine with it if they were to go further with the dark side to explain how he cheated death. That would be interesting for this movie. This movie would be great. It has that potential. But they just went the easy way, the lazy route, because of the clone thing, let's bring it back. And so it just upsets me, because in the beginning when I saw this movie, you guys, I say I give it an okay because of the fight scenes and the action. It was great. I enjoy it. I'm not going to lie. I did enjoy it. But when they came out with this bogus ass story to fill up the plot hole, it just ruined it for me. It has just ruined it for me. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to give it an okay anymore for this movie. I'm just going to give this a big fat L, because now I gotta think about every time I'm not gonna watch it anymore of The Rise of Skywalker, because after they explain me with this bogus ass, every time I look at Palpatine, he is a freaking clone. See, it's still unanswered. They still haven't answered us how they transmit his soul into a clone body, because there's a limited of time. Okay, they still haven't explained to us, because in the Return of the Jedi, we see Darth Vader through the edge, a very deep ass hole. I don't know how far it is. So how the hell do they transmit his soul into his body, into a clone body? I mean, the clone body. How that's possible? Were they, I don't know, were they waiting for that to happen? Did he predicted that his future, that he's going to die, or what? Explain to us. It still wasn't enough, even though they came out with the book just to fill up the plot hole to this movie, because there was a lot of things missing. It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough to explain how the hell did he survive. Now we know he's a clone. Yes, we get it. But how his soul transmits into a freaking clone body. Okay. And the reasons why he looks like a decapitated, sorry. He he's missing a finger and he looks like a damn corpse, is because his soul and his power too great for the clone body, and he was decomposing. So, and that explains why, And then the reason in the movie it just does bother me so much, it was like he needed Rey. Okay, he needed Rey because she is strong enough to carry his soul and his his power. Okay, his dark side power, right? And then I was like, okay, so he's just trying to take over her body, right? And then he realized that he don't need Rey anymore. All he has to suck the life energy from Kylo Ren, and Rey, and he came back to life, and he doesn't look like a damn corpse. He was rejuvenated, all right? And so I was like, what was the point? Disney? What was the point of... Oh, God. What was the point of bringing Rey all the way? He wanted her, and then he don't really need her, because all he has to do is suck the life energy out of them so he can revive himself and doesn't look like a damn corpse. Oh, Lord of mercy. That's why Disney failed, because of the missing plot holes, not explaining well the story. It was sloppy. It was not well done. And then when they tried to attempt to fill it, the plot holes to the movie by creating this dumbass book to explain, so for us who are confused, it still wasn't enough. We're still confused. It was still shitty as it is. See, let me tell you, when I felt hurt by this, because I'm a big Star Wars fan, but I was so saddened by this because Disney failed of putting a good story to it. They got time. They could have pushed back. That's all they could have done. Push it back to correct it. Because what the big mess was is that they had two different directors who had two different ideas. The Last of the Jedi was a different director, and then The Rise of the Skywalker was J.J. Abrams. And they had two different ideas. And then J.J. Abrams was trying to fix this story to make this connect. But I felt like he was rushing too fast. It was a sloppy work. There was no effort to put into it. They just want to finish this movie and put this out there. And without even thinking, they could have just pushed it back and waited and fixed it and tried to make sense, because this movie does not make any sense at all. It does not make any sense. Okay. And so Disney really messed up with the Star Wars franchise. Will it be fixed? I don't know. Because I felt like Disney ruined it. I felt like it's just left me in a bad taste in my mouth with this movie. But I have to say, what gives me hope, you guys, is The Mandalorian. Alright? And if you really want a good Star Wars, and that's the only thing that Disney ever did something right with this, is The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian is a good show, and trust me, it makes me forget about The Rise of the Skywalker, because when I saw it, it just left me in a bad taste. But with The Mandalorian, I enjoy it, and it was supposed. And with The Mandalorian show, let me tell you guys, it give you exactly what a Star Wars fans wants, and it give you exactly those. There's no potholes. There's always give you a good story, and you enjoy it. You enjoy it every minute of it, and people could watch this. The old generation and the new generation can enjoy The Mandalorian. I don't know what would happen to the franchise right now with the Star Wars. I don't know what's going to happen. Rumors has it, okay, rumors, that they're trying to reboot this, fix their mistake and give us a better Star Wars. I'm not quite sure if it's true, okay? Don't take my word for it. Don't be running in the mouth and say, can we say this? Can we say that? I heard rumors about it that they're trying to reboot this and give us a better Star Wars, because let's be real, The Rise of Skywalker was a big ass F. It's a big F for failure, because they were rushed, they didn't give it time, the missing plot holes, and at first when I watched it, you guys, and I was 100%, and I did say that before in my videos in my past live stream, is that at first I gave it an okay, because there's some scenes there were redeemable, they were great, but because of the book, when they're trying to fill it in the plot holes into the movie that is considered canon, it just ruined it for me. I was like, nope, I can't do it. Sorry, Disney. You just you made a big ass mess. A big ass mess. So, yes, I I I don't know what's the future that holds for the Star Wars franchise. I don't know if they're going to leave it as it is, or they're going to continue, or they're going to refresh or reboot this. I don't know, to be honest, 100%. Okay? Because there's rumors been speculating what they're going to do with this, but we don't know what is going to happen. That is it, you guys. This is just uh, all why Disney messed up with this movie, why I believe that Disney really uh didn't do so well with the Star Wars franchise, and I felt like they did a sloppy work. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hope you guys have a great day, and make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys to the next time. Bye.